Hello, hope everyone's well. I wanted to come on and do a little reading. It's been a minute and been doing mostly like Reiki-ish type stuff. Um, so yeah, kind of just going with the flow, but I think it's a good time for doing a little bit more oracle. Um, and yeah, hope you all are well. My name's Liz. I'm an oracle, intuitive energy reader. I'm a licensed social worker and Reiki master practitioner, a dog mom, and a mom also. Among other things, I like to do create alchemy with other people who enjoy energy exploration. So I am here in my embodied phase on earth, and yeah, just going with it. So, you know, here to just kind of normalize what it's like being human and going through spiritual awakening experience, and the ups and downs, and also like, yeah, through a mental health wellness lens. So about the oracle stuff, I had found it a few years back, and I really love how helpful it's been for me to connect with my higher self and my guidance. And I am learning that since using it in my clinical practice with some of the individuals I work with that were reclaiming their own spirituality and ritual and use of those things as a healing modality, how the oracle readings I do are very much like predictive in the energies that are available, alignment codes, it's aligning to your blueprint and your soul blueprint of what you're here to do, and on the path to empowerment, supporting people with that. And of course, you always have free will, so it's not like a, crystal ball prediction, like it's going to happen because of something I mentioned. It's more of like, these are available energies to you that will likely be coming in your field or have recently been in your field. So, and the things I share would be likely alignment codes for those whose energy I'm tapped into in this general reading. So anyway, sending, clearing, cleansing energy your way before we tap in, and always sending intentions that we connect with the highest light of truth, unconditional love, and empowerment from your guides and ancestors and team who have nothing but the highest intentions of peace, love, and ease and grace for you. And yeah, take any messages that resonate, and if they do not, they're likely for someone else. So let's get into it. I would like to start with the Work Your Light Oracle to get some general themes. So let's do past energies that we've worked through and or are transmuting. And I already shuffled these, but I guess I felt called to do another shuffle. Okay. The ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Yeah, so going from victim mindset to this like feminine surrendering into the karmic things we've experienced in this life as a way of receiving it as a lesson and an activation for us, and like what we're here to do to become our highest empowered self, like I was mentioning. So I love that. It's got very like priestess vibes with the rose, ever unfolding rose. So very feeling like the Mary Magdalene frequency, and beautiful like desert energy, kind of like Atlantean even a little bit, with the like sandy, soft pink tones. And then we have no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. So we have something we had to say no to. And yeah, so lightning energy, maybe some type of upheaval that we had to say no to connect with this cracked open, empowered version of us. So let's see, present energy, please. Energies that are here presently after we have been allowing this cracked open version of us to come forward. Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Oh yeah, so getting very Joan of Arc, you know, stepping into that. For a lot of us, you know, we've had to be in survival because of, like I mentioned, some of the cycles we had to close out, that we were the ones showing up for ourselves, taking care of ourselves, being the mother, father, divine masculine, like ultimately it was our job to do that. And so this, you know, really required us to be in our Queen of Swords energy of like being in our authority. So it is also like more wounded feminine, like tired, you know, overworked, like comes along with this warrior woman, but also helping us to answer our deepest calling. So I like that, you know, empowerment aspect of it too, right? But there can't be the light without the shadow, so that's why I mentioned the shadow aspect. And then the great gathering, it's all coming together. Intuitive hits, soul tribe. Yeah, so this is what's here for us now is the soul tribe, this gathering of other priestesses or priests, from what I'm seeing in this card, of our soul tribe. And there's also a pyramid in the background, so again, that Egyptian ancestral energy. Again, a lot of pink sand colors too. So yeah, really liking those present energies. And then any challenges outside of like what we mentioned about the past energy of having to say no and learn what wasn't for us, and allowing ourselves to step into our empowerment of not being in victim mentality, but knowing that was actually divine for us to be able to fully become ourselves. So any challenges that we're presently still traversing, too many. I'm going to go back again. Not even look at those ones. Okay, 1 or 2 on the challenge, please. I'm just gonna toss them all. Every card. No, okay. I also have a couple other decks out, so I do plan to add on with those, but I'm just feeling this Work Your Light Oracle card right now deck. It's fairly recent new edition I got that I wasn't planning on getting, but I was at a cute plant store in my town and I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, I have been feeling that one. So you're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. Okay, so yeah, this is our challenges to the doubt, the self-doubt. And like I was mentioning to some of my friends earlier, when we think about lower energies, you know, like whether you think about it as like attachments of like, you know, spiritual, or whether it's like good or bad people, like they are really here to help us become our highest, most empowered self, because the only way they can affect us is by influencing our self-worth and instilling doubt and getting us to be filled with fear. And so a lot of times that's how these energies may have influenced us in the past, is by reaching our beliefs of self-worth, so that we didn't believe in ourselves and we didn't step up to, you know, we shrunk down, became smaller versions of ourselves possibly. And so that's you know, overthinking and all those things are definitely a symptom of that. And so yeah, I can really understand that, you know, that it is like a thing just to work through the overthinking. And I think it's not, we don't want to like blame ourselves or shame ourselves when we have those things come back up of overthinking, because sometimes we have to go through that to kind of understand and be more conscious or cognizant as we go through it, or sooner after we realize it, like, oh, okay, this time I noticed a little bit sooner this is what's going on, but I like let myself feel the feelings. I showed up for myself in a different way. I was more nurturing for myself. And so that is a new flavor of a new version, a new upgrade of what we were at before. And so we have to go through those cycles that maybe feel similar and daunting, but like that's how each time we get more and more free from them. So, you know, I have overthinking myself sometimes, and then I realize like even through that overthinking I had so much more connection with my truth, and I wasn't like questioning myself. It was more of like I just kind of was like, oh, I know some old wounds were coming up, like attachment wounds or whatever, you know, were coming up, self-doubt wounds, self-limitation wounds were coming up for me. And as I'm going through it, I'm realizing like, okay, this is because there's something here I need to feel, I need to release, I need to like understand it better so that I can then like learn this lesson and teach it to other people. And so that's a lot of us are, that's how we're finding our true north, is through the things we've had to go through, and connecting with that guidance from our inner child and our higher self, and our heart of, you know, what's my ultimate happiness, you know, what's my ultimate outcome. So I love that as our challenge. Good reminder. Let's maybe get one more from this deck on some highest potential outcome. Let's see. I thought I had some cards there, but no. And then I was like, maybe there's something coming with that, but alas, coming back to pause, following our breath. So maybe that's a message of just like regulating the body. The breath is an anchor. You know, as we're clearing up these old wounds and old attachment, you know, repairs, things we're going through, we are being called to regulate our nervous system more and more, like, you know, through when we are feeling dysregulated, like showing up, being that caring parent for ourselves, loving on ourselves, meaning like, you're having a tough day, aren't you? And we're gonna go really easy on ourselves. We're gonna do a couple things that we can fit into the mix of like how we're gonna self-care today. Just really care on that. You know, those hurt parts of us that still need healing, they need love, that they didn't likely get it. So it's coming up because they're ready to be seen. And when you can show that to yourself, like, you're unshakable, because you are all on your own a healing vessel. Like, you are a machine of healing and transmutation. And so energy supporting us, our future best potential outcome is to have fun, celebrate, don't be too serious. I like that. So it's like really connected with that inner kid, inner child freedom, you know, joy, lightness, very like solar essence, and we even have the lunar essence in here. And so you know, she's in this goblet of, you know, having kind of like, has like flapper vibes going on with her jeweled outfit. So it's like being that wild and free and like magnetic, like authentic you. That is what you deserve, and it's safe to be that now that we know how to show up for ourselves. And so yeah, that's that. And then I'm going to do a Sacred Forest Oracle and perhaps a Mermaid Oracle, but I'm feeling the Sacred Forest. So any messages And those for the work for the light only, for the highest good of all, and harm to none, or the enlightened darkness. That any energy supporting us on this journey of the ever unfolding rose, becoming that warrior being where we are fearlessly showing up and loving on ourselves and being present for ourselves, holding ourselves and letting ourselves and our inner child come out and play and have fun, feeling safe, knowing we're in authority. We are fully taking responsibility of our empowerment. We're not allowing other people to dim our light or to allow us to feel disempowered anymore. It's like it's not on the table. It's not even out there for other people to like chime in on our worth. We might bounce things off with other people now to be like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. What do you experience when you're in my energy? But it's not ever like you're looking to someone to confirm or affirm who you are, because you are getting that information from yourself, your highest self. So I love this for you. And Blue Bell Fairy Gratitude. Yeah. It's energies of gratitude coming in. With the stag also there at the bottom. So really powerful, like being in our empowered energy, this with that stag coming through. And then lots of like fairy energy, elemental, supportive energies. So yes, gratitude. The fairies are here supporting us. Thank you. And it's like we have lots of blues in this spread, which I'll share a photo of on my posts, so you can take it all in. But it's really beautiful. And then we got the elves' playfulness. I love that. So yeah, elves are here to help us find that child part, the child like vulnerability, the child, what's the word I'm looking for? Like being, yeah, I'm losing it, but that's okay. I mean, I'm forgetting the word, but it'll come. But we have a 6 there, or 15, and butterfly energy, transformational, lots of, we have some water energy, some beautiful, like, maroon flower, and lots of, like, rainbowy, too. So, like, it's very much like the after the storm energy, too. So, the elves are here to help us embody that child joy and innocence is what was the word I was looking for, of like, you know, just connecting with that, allowing that part of you, that innocence, the fun, the hopefulness to come out, and being vulnerable enough to share that with other people. That's so progressive. Like, that's an act of resistance when we go through all the things we have to go through on this planet to cleanse and clear and connect with who we are at our roots before we were kind of like molded by society and everything around us. You have a unique blueprint, as I mentioned. You have a unique song in your soul that is here for others to continue on their journeys of becoming more and more themselves and sharing that with the world. And so yeah, thank you to those elemental energies, the fairies and the elves, mermaids. Got Lumeria returns, earthly, spirituality, community, ocean, conservation. So yeah, this is like the potential of the divine feminine that's healed when we are able to be both like empowered in our warrior woman, but then also like start trusting to gather with our soul tribe and letting our inner child out, because we've built this community of people that we really know we can be safe around and be ourselves. And it allows us like earthly, intuitive, beautiful, like, and she's birthing something, she's birthing a new reality. And so yeah, just very nurturing. And this is that, like, when we have the right people around us, we will start feeling supportive and supported by one another. It's like a relationship that is reciprocal, and not to mean to say it's always perfect, because we all are like constantly healing and going through and learning new lessons, and but in these relationships that are more accountable to do the repair when it's needed, it really lets that divine feminine come out and feel like her creativity can come out, her playfulness can come out. And so this is what we are stepping into when we're in this community that is conscious and loving, and just a lot of, you know, beautiful, intuitive, powerful, magical, purpley energy. Okay, let's see one more. We'll do one more, because I just am loving the vibe of these cards. And just reminds me to circle back to, you know, what taking excuse me, taking notice. What's something that you are really proud of yourself for accomplishing in the last recent cycles that you've been through? Because a lot of times we don't like pause and take stock of like what all have I accomplished? What have I been releasing? Like, that's really heavy work. What do we like to have to go through? The things, like the emotions, the like the rigid parts of us, the dense energies of like clearing old ancestral things for a lot of us, like our own cycles from when we were on this earth. Like, that's really hard work. And there is also these beautiful parts of us that can really come to the surface for us to delight in, and really like just take that moment of awness, like feeling awe, and like, look at what you have done. Like, no one else did that for you in your life. Obviously, like, we are in charge of our own destiny, and we have free will, you know, and even if it meant like making the choices that seemed like they weren't as positive for us at the time, like that was also something that was really planned for us to be able to step into our full embodiment and understanding of maybe how we needed to step up to be more of ourselves. So yeah, I think, oh, my tummy goes growling. Think of anything that, you know, in the last cycle that you have really overcome, that if you were looking back a year from now, you would have been like, when I do that, that's going to feel so good. Or that's going to be a real sign of like how much progress I can make, or I'm able to make. And just take stock of that. Like, let's look at it in all its beauty, all of its like, yeah, you know, all the things it took to get through this thing. So just, if you have a moment, you can do a little journaling on that too, about like the process of getting through that thing. Because oftentimes, like I mentioned, it's a lot of releasing, a lot of grief, a lot of like feeling dense things, and just really noticing with that gratitude card we got of the Bluebell Fairy, like, what did that bring into my life, having to go through that, and how am I different now? Okay, how am I more me now, most ideally? And lastly, we got divination, prophecy, fate, destiny, future fortune. Yeah, so this is through this healed divine feminine and masculine within us. You know, we're safe to be our innocent, playful selves, and then now we're here connected with our fate, with our prophecy, with our destiny. And this is a 15 and a 6. The last card was a 29 or 11 or 2. So yeah, she's very connected. She has her jewels on her third eye, so she's really connected with her higher self. And she's in the water element. She's very much like in that transmutation. The water is like incredibly varied in that, like, we have the depths, the like symbolic for the subconscious, right? The things we don't want to look at, which is like very symbolic for the shadow work, the things we had to go through, the cycles we had to end and restart, that are, ones that are more for us. And then the shallows, it can be like such a calming, like healing place, right? The primordial waters, letting that really energy just like wash over us now, that like when we do that work, we are here to connect with that most beautiful watery healing energy of our destiny, our fate, and our prophecy. So I really like that. I really like what this is bringing in for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, just I hope you can feel some gratitude for yourself. We are here to experience ourselves through our own consciousness, among other things, right? How we interplay with other people, but like ultimately, like, we are the one. And then the one, when we start to experience ourselves in the other, expands into the 2, and then from that it goes out to the 3, and so it's like within community. And so just connecting with yourself, recognizing your truth, like that just alone expands your consciousness to something far greater, something that is like the foundation of all cellular structure, right? That it started with the 1 and then it evolved into the 2. And so yeah, I know it sounds kind of big and etheric and out there, but also like you are that experiencing, you are the one experiencing the everything and the all, and along a lot of other individuals doing that too. So like I mentioned, like, trust that you have a special place in that, and I hope you can just be really able to take in all of your beauty. And yeah, I'm feeling that love. So knowing that, like, it's safe to feel love, it's safe to let our heart heal, it's safe to like be in awe of life, even when things can be incredibly dense around us. We can hold that. Like, we can't have the light without the shadow. And so it's like, how do we start putting that shadow in perspective and knowing like it's there for good lessons, good reasons, oftentimes. And no matter what that shadow is, like, we are finding that foundation that is so solid that cannot be shooken by any shadow or anything. And so just, yeah, I'm so pleased for you, and thank you for listening in and being a part of this new seedling of a way for me to offer my alchemy and my love out to you all. So thanks so much. I am sending you lots of love, and we'll talk soon. All right, bye.